I would simply ask you what you're playing gotcha questions about domestic things. I'm not.
You're saying it's a gotcha question to ask what it's going to be in terms of the increased
Why
cost
won't
of
you
gas
answer what it
and food?
cost to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear bomb?
I give you that.
Administration did
You
with
don't even
inflation.
know you know what's upsetting.
The
I
administration
reclaim
did
my
with
time.
COVID, and you're going to lecture this administration about the economy?
You know what is upsetting?
Incredible.
You didn't even.
The price of gas is twice as expensive in California, your home state, as anywhere else in the country because of the horrible policies your state pursued.
You know what?
The Democrats are in panic mode and working double time to destroy the Trump administration as the midterms fast approach. Let's watch this.
As a gentleman from California, Mr. Khanna.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Hegseth, tomorrow is 2 months since the war has begun. You've testified that it was $25 billion in cost in terms of the munitions we used and what we paid for it. But when you add to that the damage that was done to our bases and today's dollars for buying replacement munitions and replacement aircrafts, what has the total cost been over the last 60 days?
That number right now reflects the total cost that we're seeing.
Including buying in today's dollars the new weapons and replacements and including the damage there? That's your testimony?
If there's
under oath?
adjustments to that, I would defer to the comptroller on that.
And how much are you seeing in terms of, are you asking in terms of supplemental funding just for the Iran mission from this committee?
If and when a supplemental is submitted,
Yeah, how much?
the majority of it would not just be for,
But
for
what would be the
Epic Fury, it would be
ballpark for Iran?
munitions related to the entirety
Just
of
a
what
number,
we want to
sir.
get done.
A number. What would you submit? What
It would be within on Iran, it would be less than $25 billion, but there's a lot more we would ask for beyond just Iran.
You're saying it's
considering-
$25 billion. Okay, I would just, if you
Okay.
come back and you want to revise those numbers, because all the experts are disagreeing with you when it comes to today's dollars and damage, but you can revise it. How much did it cost American taxpayers in terms of the strike to the Iranian school where kids were killed? Do you have that number? In terms of the missiles we used?
As I've said, that unfortunate situation remains under investigation.
You don't know how much it
15-6
costs the
investigation, but I
taxpayer?
wouldn't tie a cost to that, to anything.
It's a reasonable question, no, sir? I mean, our taxpayer money was going there. Do you know how much it will cost Americans in terms of their increased cost in gas and food over the next year because of the Iran war?
I would simply ask you what the cost is of an Iranian nuclear
I'm
bomb.
going to give you that
I would
opportunity.
simply ask you what the,
Yeah,
you're
but
playing gotcha
sir,
questions
sir,
about
no, it's
domestic
not-
things. I'm not.
You're saying
Right.
it's a gotcha question to ask what it's going to be in terms of the increased
Why
cost
won't
of
you
gas
answer what
and
it
food?
costs to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear
I
bomb?
give you that, sir.
Right.
But let me.
What
you
would
can
it
just
cost?
ask my-
What would you pay to ensure Iran doesn't
but
get a nuclear
can
bomb?
Do you,
What would
sir,
you pay?
I reclaim my time. Do you not know? You had no one do the analysis of what the increased cost of gas and food on the American people are going to be?
What is the cost
Let
of
me-
Iran
let me
holding
give you the
that
number.
straight at
Let me
issue
give
with
you the
nuclear
number.
weapons?
It's $631 billion, which means it's an increase of $5,000 a year for American households. Now, let me give you this point. You're saying that your operation is preventing a nuclear Iran. Will you acknowledge that there is an economic cost to the American people for doing what you believe is necessary to make Iran denuclear? Will you acknowledge the economic cost?
We have an incredible economic team that's managing this better than
Yeah, but
what the previous
but
administration
to
did to our
acknowledge that-
economy,
to acknowledge
what the
there's a
previous
cost.
administration
You-
did
you
with
don't even
inflation,
know what you know
what
what's
the previous
upsetting. I
administration
reclaim my
did with
time. You know,
COVID,
Secretary-
and you're going to
Secretary,
lecture this
I reclaim
administration
my
about
time,
the
sir.
economy?
You know what is upsetting?
Incredible.
You didn't even do the analysis on how much it's costing the American people. It's one thing if you said, okay, it cost the American people $5,000, but we think it's worth it. That's what we've done in World War II and other wars. Here's what it costs. You got to pay for it. You don't even know what the average American is paying. You don't know what we paid in terms of the missiles that hit the Iranian school. You don't know what we're paying in terms of gas. You don't know what we're paying in terms of food. Your $25 billion number is totally off. It's the incompetence. It's the incompetence. Let me ask you this. Certainly, maybe here we'll find agreement. There were still 440 pounds of low-enriched uranium, correct, when President Obama, after the JCPOA? Is that accurate?
The amounts and types are classified.
Okay. Will you acknowledge that there were 970 pounds of uranium enriched after Trump tore up the JCPOA?
The JCPOA was a terrible deal that allowed Iran a path to
I
a
know
nuclear bomb.
You deal with vague platitudes. I'm just asking you about numbers. Like you don't know what gas costs, you don't know what food costs, you don't know what the operation costs. You know, I get sound bites, but how about numbers? Do you know how much the enriched uranium was after you ripped up the JCPOA? Trump did.
I'll give you a number. I know that, as was stated by early on, the price of gas is twice as expensive in California, your home state, as anywhere else in the country because of the horrible policies your state pursued.
You know what? It used to be that that type of stuff worked, and then you started to lose the people that you campaigned you wanted to be for, because you said you wouldn't get us into bad wars. You said you would bring down the prices. You know what I'm sad for? I'm sad for all the people who voted for Trump. I'm sad for them because you betrayed them. You betrayed a lot of that MAGA base. And you know who knows that? J.D. Vance knows that.
Gentleman's time's expired.
he's
Chair
upset
now
with
recognizes the
Catholic
gentleman from Nebraska, Mr. Bacon.
You know, it surprised me that the Democrats are so concerned about the costs in Iran war that actually protects us while turn a blind eye on on the tens of billions of dollars that are gone because of fraud perpetuated by the Democrats. Right? The hypocrisy. You know, watching Ro Khanna trying to pin Pete Hegseth down with this gotcha math question is a clear sign that, you know, the Democrats are terrified of the upcoming midterms. They're gonna lose. They're in a sinking boat. You know, they know they're losing ground. So, you know, they are on double time trying to fabricate an incompetence narrative before the people hit the poll. But look at how Pete handles it. Khanna is trying to lecture him on the cost of gas and food, but Pete flips the script by reminding Khanna that his own home state in California has the most expensive gas in the country because of their own failed policies. Pete is right to keep the focus on the big picture. The cost of an Iranian nuclear bomb, you can't put a price tag on preventing a global catastrophe. You know, yet Khanna wants to argue over munition costs while, you know, ignoring that the JCPOA deal they love so much actually paved the way for Iran to get a weapon in the first place. Right? Pitt isn't being incompetent. He's being realistic about national security while Democrats are just looking for a soundbite to save their seats in this coming election in November. Right? So, but what are your thoughts about this video? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.